Hi, good morning. I'm still on the bed. I had a dream and I was also thinking about Myokonin Genza before that. So all that thinking is mixed up in my mind and I'm just wondering how I can resolve this. To say it simple, us humans can do lots of wonders. One is the scientific advancement, even to the point of making an atomic bomb. The other is the case of like a Myokonin Genza, who lived about 150 years ago in the remote part of Japan. And when he had his father passed away, the father said, "Be taken care by Amida Buddha," as that word. So Genza is not that intellectually advanced, believed what can be done, because Amida, if he can find Amida to help, then that's his father's last word. That's what he wanted to do. So he met the monks and went to the temples and heard the story, but he couldn't figure out. Then one day he had to do some work with his ox. His name is Den. Ox has a name. So this ox was carrying a heavy load of some material. And on the way back to home, Genza decided to carry because that load is too heavy for the ox. And after a while, he was so tired, so he decided to have the ox to carry his load. When he did that, he felt so liberated from the weight gone out back of his shoulder. And at the moment, he realized that's what Amida Buddha can do. Because the teaching of Shin Buddhism is very simple. Even the sinners can go to heaven, and all the burden that you carry, you don't have to, because Amida would help you if you call for help. So he realized that what he experienced of unloading the weight from his back represent Amida's boat to help everyone by saying Namo Amida Butsu. So that was his enlightenment, so to speak. And since then he changed his life. He take good care of ox, sleep with them, and he talked to the trees and the fish and all the living being as if they are his friend. And there are cases like, this is the real story, some of the people would have their ox to be taken care by Genza, because this ox is too violent and don't obey. So they bring the ox to Genza, and the Genza would take care of them. He sleep with the ox, wash the ox's legs when it gets dirty, and he even talk with the ox about Amida Buddha. So it's like a story out of the world, but that's how he lived. And the ox would start to behave well in about 4 or 5 days or a week. So he took care of many oxes like that. another story. Let's see, there are many of them, but the one that popped up in my mind is that when people are killing fish or capturing them, he would ask them, I'll take care of it. And he put the fish back into the pond. And for the kids, bring some sweet paste, like a bread he makes, and then, give them instead of killing fish. Why don't you eat this? Some such thing. So his compassion is beyond anybody's mind, but that's how he lived. I wanted to share this story with the viewer if there's a way, but there's no book, but Google can translate, and there's a transcript. I checked that maybe there's a way to translate the story, the real story. But unfortunately, the Google translation for the transcript, it's not good enough. But some of them you can find it. Maybe I'll put the URL of this story. Not many people watch this, but I found it so amazing, and I listened to it many times. Well, many times, maybe 5 or 6 times, maybe more. So that's the story of Genza, who lived. He was very compassionate, beyond belief. He sleep with the cows and oxes and take care of all the living beings. Oh, there's one more story I just remember. He look at his hand, he's just amazed compared to any tools and stuff that can break down, doing this manual work and so forth. This hand is like magic, and I can relate to that because there's nothing you do to maintain, and I'm 77 years old almost, but my hand is still strong. And how can this be? So I can relate to his story of being compassionate and all the living beings that he's friend with, and he influenced so many people surrounding him. Some people wrote a book about Genza, famous person wrote. So that's the story. Now, why atomic bomb? I was thinking or making of atomic bomb. I don't remember anymore. That was in my dream. And the contrast was so strong after I woke up. That's why I decided to put this video, make this video. On one hand, the human being is so kind. On the other hand, he is just like an Iranian. In Iran, they are making this centrifuge for the uranium, to make an atomic bomb. That's the story. It's not just atomic bomb. The science and advancement of science, like AI, and also even a person like Elon Musk, making so much influence to make things better, but at the same time, that knowledge and the skill of science can be used or abused into the wrong direction. So this morning, what I was left with is this confused state that on one hand, there are people like a Genza who is not as advanced in the intellect, but very he's full of heart, compassion. So that's one. And the other side is advancement of technology, AI, artificial superintelligence, and many other advancements, including putting this atomic bomb, manufacturing, or government changing its way so that, for example, very wealthy people, powerful, can influence the future of our civilization. So I'm stopping here. If this is the world I'm living in, it's hard to believe. What can I do? I don't have the answer, but let's call it this way. Number one, an important thing is to have a calm and quiet mind. Everything as it is, accept and have a peaceful mind, calm and quiet mind in samadhi. And perhaps as I watch these trees in the back and little flowers up there, I think I'll be with the way of nature. I choose the path or life like that of Genza or the Myokonin. But I have this scientific mind in here, and I have this tool to share ideas with the YouTube. I just wanted to share where I stand, confused, but I will resolve and I'll move on with my life. May all beings be happy. I like Genza. I really do. Thank you.